Hello everyone, Supreme RTS here from UTP, and today is the first episode of our new weekly series, Scouting for Boys. The basic premise of this show is that we're going to look for some young lads that haven't been properly acknowledged by Premier League clubs and give you the rundown on them. So this isn't going to be the generic names you're seeing cropping up on the transfer gossip. This is some that we've spotted ourselves and that we want to show to you. So let's jump straight into it. So the man you're seeing on your screen right now is Leander Dendoncker, a name you'd remember if you'd heard it somewhere before. So I thought I'd start on his Wikipedia. There's not a lot to be said about him in the main bulk of the page, but he is it says defensive midfielder here, and he's playing for Anderlecht in the Belgian Pro League. Still only 20 years old, and he's 6'2", which is a nice bit of height. There you can see him posing nicely before he comes on the pitch. And he's a bit of a one club man so far. I know he's only 20, but from 2013 onwards he's been playing for Anderlecht. He's got one appearance for the Belgian national team. I'm sure he'll rack up many more. But I want to jump into his first game against Premier League opposition. So this is 2014, where Anderlecht faced up against Arsenal, and he comes on for 6 minutes at the end at 19 years old. Not much to note in this one. Anderlecht lost, but you go 2 weeks later to the reverse fixture, where Arsenal drew 3-3 with Anderlecht. In this 54th minute, Leander Dendoncker comes on when it's 2-0. They're losing 2-0. About 4 minutes later, the Ox bangs in a third goal, and it looks like it's all over. But as you can see, they come back to 3-3. Now I like the correlation here that Leander Dendoncker comes on and they go on to pull back 3 goals. Now he didn't assist either of the 2 scored goals in open play, and obviously not the penalty, but the style of play he has is he sort of assists the person who gets the assist. So he's the man that's starting off the play but never the one finishing it or being the actual assist. Now if you flip through this, then it is quite the comeback they put on, and I think that it is quintessentially down to Leander Dendoncker. That season ends, and you get the friendlies before the start of the next season. Anderlecht played Lazio, a game Leander Dendoncker was in, and they actually managed to win 3-1, which was quite unexpected in the odds. And they then go on to play Dynamo Kiev, and again win, only 1-0 this time. But Leander Dendoncker stars in that, and he puts his name out there again. Now more recently here, we have Leander Dendoncker in a 4-0 win against Zulte Waregem in the Belgian League, and I'm going to play this clip here. In the red we've got Zulte Waregem, and in yellow we've got Anderlecht. As you can see, this is meant to be in HD. It's definitely not 720p like it said. He comes up to the keeper one-on-one, and just check out this technique. He stutters and then chips it straight down the middle. Nice celebration, point to the heavens. This is an up-and-coming player right here, if ever I've seen one, to have that technique at that age for a central midfielder to come through like that and chip the keeper. He's forced him to go down to make the save, and he's just placed it straight over him. Keeper can't believe it. Now skip 4 days later, and Anderlecht are playing Tottenham Hotspur at home. Big game, and they managed to win it 2-1. But guess what? Leander Dendoncker plays 90 minutes out on the right mid. So a lot different to his central midfielding roles that he's done before. And it just shows he has that diversity to go out there and play a different role using that youthful pace that he has and make a contribution. 2 weeks later, we go to the reverse fixture at Tottenham, White Hart Lane, and Anderlecht actually lose 2-1. Harry Kane's back, so I think it's a bit that Harry Kane factor that played into it there. But as you can see here, he plays in more of a central mid, and even on the left side. So like I said, he's got that diversity. He can play in multiple positions, and again he plays 90 minutes here for a 20-year-old for these high intensity games. It's very impressive. He's got a lot of fitness, and I think that's going to be a key factor if he comes to the Premier League. Now, what I want to focus on is, out of all the Premier League clubs, where's he going to be best suited? Now, obviously, it's the January transfer window. He could go anywhere. He could end up staying. But if he went to a team like Crystal Palace, I believe he could be a big player. They need this sort of central mid role that's youthful, can come through, have a good career with the club, and also have the ability to play in their creative players without going too far forward himself. So I'm thinking of Jason Puncheon, Wilfred Zaha, Yannick Bolasie. They would all work really well with him there. If not Crystal Palace, then perhaps Bournemouth. Bournemouth just signed Turbe on loan, and I think he again will need this supply from the midfield without them committing too many players forward. Say they're playing at home and they're trying to build from the back as opposed to their counter-attacking style of play, and also supplying Glenn Murray up top. If he just wanted to go to a big club and be a rotation player, not always be in the starting 11, but be competing for a place, if he went to Chelsea, obviously again lots of creativity, Willian, Oscar, countless names there, and they might want to make a sign-in just to show that they're going to be progressing from the lower halves of the table up the table. But if not Chelsea, then I think Everton would be another good fit for him, with the likes of Deulofeu. That would be the creative side of the team, and you'd have Dendoncker there for the supply and the holding midfield. But also for all of these clubs I've mentioned, he obviously can go out and play on the left mid, on the right mid, to cover if there's injuries. So he's a player that can slot in pretty much anywhere in the midfield. He's young, and that's why I think he would suit all of these teams. So that is it. You now know all there is to know about Leander Dendoncker. Where will he go? Who knows? But keep an eye out for this young lad, as he has been scouted as a boy.